You're listening to Radio Tutti.
This is the Radio Tutti coronavirus update.
Tuesday, 29 June 2021.
Welcome to Tutti Radio coronavirus update.
Excellent. So today we've got in the studio
Megan,
Dougie.
Finn Bond.
And good old James.
And coming by satellite or by Zoom, Mikey Osneed.
Excellent. My name's Matt. So we're going to be doing a bit of a coronavirus update because there have been some new restrictions that have come in overnight. So this is
Damn you all. Blew you up.
So this is as of the 29th of June 2021. We are recording this. So let's just get underway. We will start first of all with Megan. So you got a question about capacity at weddings?
yes. How many people are we allowed at weddings?
Yes. And do you remember what the number was?
Maximum of 150?
Yeah, correct. So 150 people allowed at weddings and also at funerals.
Yeah.
So, that is currently where it's at. So if you've got a wedding or a funeral planned this weekend.
My friend has.
Yeah?
Who's ever dead had to wear masks too?
What was that?
Whoever dead had to wear masks too?
Do the dead have to wear masks as well?
What a joke.
Probably not.
Maybe
they're dead too. They can't wear one.
Yeah, but full germs in it.
We've already gone so off topic, but this is great. All right, so maximum at weddings and funerals, 150 people. Excellent. Thank you. Now, Finn, you had a question about...
Yes, I did. How many people are you allowed at your house?
Excellent. And do you remember what the number is?
Is it 450?
So it's...
50.
Yep. So you're allowed 50 people at your house without any plan or anything. So you could be tomorrow, I want to have a party and I want to invite my closest 50 friends. You would just be able to do that. But if more than 50 people come...
You have to have a COVID-19 check-in point.
Exactly. You need to have a COVID-safe plan and you need to have a COVID marshal. So that's 50 to 150 people. If you're planning on having a big blowout party at your house with 150 people, you've got to have a COVID marshal. But you can't have more than 150 people. So I don't know who's going to be having a party of 150 people, but that's the case.
Yep.
But one thing about that is they find out through Facebook there's a lot of gate crashes.
Yeah, it's true. You got to be careful putting party details on Facebook because you might
have some party people might come in and crash a party.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So, if you're going to crash someone's party, make sure you check in.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know...
And not just walk in really early.
The other day I crashed into Natalie's birthday.
Oh, yeah?
I did.
Oh, no.
I crashed in her party.
Well, that's no good. You always want to be invited to a party.
They invited me. They did invite me.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as you're invited, then it's not really crashing.
Yeah, it's funny thing is that, during my trip to the Gold Coast, I thought I'm going to have to use that QR code to QR everything, but most of the things, like in the theme parks and probably the airport, they don't really have much things to QR code for. And,
interesting.
It's kind of odd.
Yeah.
I think it's because they're kind of new to this thing.
Yeah, okay. I also found when I went to Tasmania recently, I tried to check in with my SA government app, but it didn't work, and so I had to download this Tasmanian government app to use all the QR codes that were based around there. So that was interesting. All right, we'll move on to Dougie. Dougie, can you sing?
No.
No singing, except in two circumstances. What are they?
One, you're in a community, around the community.
Nope, that's not. So you can sing if you are...
You can sing if you're in a band.
Yes, so if you're performing, you can sing.
If you're No karaoke.
No karaoke, yes. So that kind of community setting you can't sing in.
No.
What about community choirs?
No.
Nope, no community
No.
choirs.
No.
But you can sing if it's... Well, there's one more setting where you can sing.
If you're in a community.
So if it was a school or maybe somewhere like Tutti,
Yeah,
what
you
kind of
can.
setting's that?
A community.
Well, like an educational setting.
An educational.
Yeah, there we
So
go.
to the
Can.
choirs on or cancel?
So Tutti Choir is not going to be on this week.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
Because of the school holidays.
Yeah, but
Oh, school holidays.
yeah, but you can go to gigs. If it's not full, you don't have to wear masks. Is that right?
Gigs.
I think it's close. We will get to mass in a second, but so with singing, so yes, you can sing if you're performing or if it's in an educational setting.
Yeah.
But any other circumstances
No.
isn't really allowed. I've
No.
got some quotes here. This one's from Stephen Marshall. Quote, with regards to singing, we are going to put restrictions in place for a week. We are not going to put restrictions in place for the performers themselves or if
No.
they are singing as part of an educational facility, but for other instances, we will be banning singing. And the SA Police Commissioner Grant Stevens said there would be a reasonableness test for restrictions on singing at public gatherings. So the bans are specifically for organised singing. So we're talking about choirs and karaoke, that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah. But and the restrictions will be until 1 week, until at least next Monday.
Exactly. So that was your other piece of information. So the restrictions are 1 week.
Until next Monday.
So and what's the date of next Monday?
Till the 5th of July.
Excellent.
Well, it should be ordered by the 5th of July.
Yeah. So hopefully 5th of July.
Hopefully before Christmas comes.
Yeah.
Hopefully before.
Yeah.
Well, when's Christmas in July? That's
know.
I guess that'll be the 25th of July.
Yeah.
So hopefully by Christmas in July.
Yeah.
All right, James, clubs and pubs. Can you go to them?
You can go to the cinema, but you already know about this one. You have to stand, you have to not sit too close to somebody. To
Exactly. So how many people per how many square meters?
meters?
2 square meters? Yeah.
2 square meters.
So 1 person per 2 square meters. I think at the beginning of the pandemic, it was 1 person per 4 square meters.
Yeah, but
So
it's more.
Yeah. So it's still it's still all right as far as the amount of people that can fit in a space. Our current studio, I can see in the corner of the room, the maximum capacity of people in this area is 44. Can you imagine 44 people in this room?
God.
It would be pretty
Big
cramped.
time.
Yeah, exactly. So restrictions aren't too bad at the moment,
No.
but
I've never seen 44 in here.
yeah, neither have I. This is the small performing arts room for anybody that's thinking about it. But physical distancing and social distancing principles apply, so everyone should attempt to stay at least 1.5 metres away from members in the public. Now, do you need to wear your mask at a cinema?
Yes.
Well, is there too much crowd in there? Right?
Exactly. So the current advice is that for cinemas, theatres and concert halls, if capacity is above 50%, then everyone needs to wear masks.
Yeah.
And also going to the arcade, make sure you clean the control panel before next
Exactly.
one.
So yeah, if you're going to an arcade, they would no doubt have a COVID marshal that would be making sure everything's remaining clean.
It's funny that it kind of explains why movie studios are trying to go for a bit of a emergency backup. That if they can't get some money from the films in the theaters, then they could just probably get some by letting the viewers watch it digitally on their apps, like on streaming services like Disney Plus or Netflix.
Absolutely. So there's certainly been a increase in the amount of people using streaming services over COVID, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And,
I don't go to them that often. You
don't stream very often?
Nothing on. Just all repeated.
Who else? Does anybody here stream?
No.
I saw Luca last night.
Oh yeah, was it
Yeah, I
good?
saw that.
What about you,
It was
Megan?
really great. It felt like one of those Studio Ghibli films.
Oh yeah, love Studio Ghibli.
I saw that movie.
Megan,
Yep.
do you watch much streaming services?
Only on weekends.
Weekends, watch a bit of Netflix or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. What about you, Finn? Do you stream?
Not really.
Not really.
I was watching Dragon Wish the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Dragon Wish.
Dragon wrists?
Dragon
I think you mean Wish Dragon.
Wish Dragon.
Ah, Wish Dragon. Gotcha. Cool. Good show.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, let's power on. So, any of you shisha smokers out there?
No.
No shisha for
I
a
don't
week,
smoke.
unfortunately.
I smoke candy.
Only if you can smoke if you keep the thing to yourself.
Yeah, maybe.
Smoking candy, that better.
James, can you eat at a buffet?
You can, but you can't share the same food.
No, yeah. So buffets are out. So any communal food. So if you're
Charlie
going to the
Diner.
Pizza Hut, all you can eat buffet.
Charlie Diner.
Charlie's Diner,
They
all of
cancelled.
these things, not on for a week. So any communal consumption is not on. And can you stand and drink?
You can't,
No, you have to sit.
You can't.
You gotta
stand
sit.
up.
All right. Hey, Mike, you've got an update for us on the numbers in all the different states?
Oh yes, I certainly have. For those who are curious to know where have there been many outbreaks over the last 7 days? Well, as of this recording, so far South Australia and Tasmania is lucky that there hasn't been any outbreaks. Western Australia only has one so far. Victoria has a bit more with 4. Queensland has 10. Northern Terrace has 5. And the one that has the most outbreaks is New South Wales with 122. And this is really kind of and it was a good thing I just came back from my trip at the Gold Coast, because with the cases of 10, I was a little bit concerned I might have get it, but thankfully it wasn't. Mind you, if there were one thing I have to say that the trip that really gave me a bit of a problem is that having to wear that mask throughout the entire flight, and it was really hard. It was really hard to breathe when you're in the highest skies. But wearing that mask on makes it really enhance the difficulty to breathe.
Yeah, I agree. I had to fly back from Tassie recently, and in all the airports and on all the planes, you have to be wearing masks the whole time, unless you're eating, and then you can take it off. But certainly after a couple of hours, it starts to feel a bit hard to breathe with that mask on. But makes sense. So if you're on public transport, masks are strongly encouraged, but I don't think they're mandatory at this point.
I think also with taxis and Uber,
Yep.
So these things.
yeah, must wear.
Yes. So I did
right.
see something about Uber. I'm just going to... so Finn is displaying his mask now for all of our radio listeners to hear. Let us just quickly... I saw something before on Ubers and taxis. So again, masks are strongly encouraged for people travelling on public transport or in a taxi/Uber. So you don't have to, but it's strongly encouraged. So we would like to strongly encourage everybody to do so as well. Alrighty. Megan, you had an update on bowling?
Yes, I can't bowl for 3 weeks till further notice.
All right, so this is the Special Olympics bowling team?
Yeah.
Out for 3 weeks, all right? Finn, can you go to gigs?
Yes, you can. You have to be seated, though. You can't
Yes.
stand up or dance or sing.
No dancing, no singing, you must be seated. And I've got a quote here from the manager of the Hotel Metropolitan. So they have said, we will probably be cancelling our live music program for at least this weekend because it's not viable in a sit-down situation and at least 50% capacity, he said. So it sounds like even though gigs can go ahead, there will be some gigs that are cancelled just because it doesn't make sense. It's not viable for them to run.
So, for example, say the Sisters of Invention, they can still sing fundraiser.
Yeah, exactly. So the Sisters of Invention would still be able to perform. So if this had happened last week during the Cabaret Festival, they still would have been able to do their cabaret performance.
But
For those of you that were there, did you have to wear masks when you were there? No, you didn't. Well, so that might have been one of the main differences, is that if it was running this week, everyone would have had to wear masks.
You would have to.
But no, they would have still been able to perform.
Yeah.
And there's another thing you have to do. Well, it's required to do all the time. Sorry, is hand sanitize.
Yeah, so we all know good hygiene measures. So making sure you wash your hands when you go to the bathroom, hand sanitizer when you come into a new space. For us, things like washing down microphones and things like that will be important. What are some other good sanitary things that we can do? Dougie?
No touching your hair.
Oh, yep. Touching face is a good way of spreading things. So try not to touch your face. Anybody else got any other things?
Make sure it keeps 1 point.
1.5 meters, yeah.
Yeah.
So about
A bit longer than that.
No.
1.5 meters. So, Finn, you're currently showing the size of a small prawn. It's probably closer to the length of your arms outstretched, maybe even a little bit longer. So, 1.5 meters is a fair distance.
No.
Hello or where?
Hello.
or if you what if you're with your girlfriend and all that though?
So, if it's partners, especially people that you live with, let me just have I don't want to get this wrong. I think I saw something. So, physical distancing or social distancing principles apply. Every person should attempt to stay at least 1.5 meters from other members of the public. However, this does not apply to people who live together, who are friends or family members, or people who regularly associate with each other. So, for those that you do regularly associate with, like girlfriends and things like that, you don't necessarily have to stay 1.5 meters.
Yeah. Or the people who you haven't been with for a long time.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
But I would assume, as a general rule here at Tutti, we will be probably enforcing the 1.5 meters, just because that's going to be important for us to keep that up.
So it's even if you're at their house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You won't necessarily have to do that. But obviously, I know some of you live in housing situations, and they may have their own rules. Yeah. So they may have their own rules.
EBL said no hugging.
Yep.
To me and Catherine, but she's annoyed by it. But that's just her. She's just
excellent. Well, that's about. That was all the things that we'd prepared. Does anybody else have anything that they want to add to this coronavirus update?
No smoking either.
And Dougie, that's
no smoking shishas.
If
you
There's to be no smoking so be never smoking good anyway.
Some people like to fang it out.
What?
So
what? No hugging.
No hugging. The
real hugger.
restrictions on touching can be hard for a lot of people. Yes, Megan.
Well, I know one thing.
Yeah.
Keep your distance.
Keep your distance. All right, Megan, you had something you wanted to say?
I got one where they're not canteen. Will be open
here
on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
You might have to ask.
I think I can't see any reason why it shouldn't, but stay tuned for that, because it's like restaurants can still remain open and things like that. So there's certainly
ask tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as long as a food place is doing proper hygiene, then there's no reason why they shouldn't be open. But I guess that'll be up to tomorrow.
And ask Matthew, because Matthew works in the canteen as well.
And no sharing food either.
Exactly, no sharing food. So that's one thing that the guidelines have stated is no communal eating kind of things. So there won't be a big finger food sausage roll platter for us all to share from.
No.
All right, well, is that everything?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, well, should we sign off?
Yeah.
What station will we be listening to?
Radio
Tutti.
You're listening to Radio Tutti, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening. This has been our coronavirus update for the 29th of June, 2021. So good luck, and we all hope you survive this week of restrictions.
And go to hell, COVID-19.
Adios.
Bye-bye. You're listening to Radio Tutti.
This is the Radio Tutti Coronavirus Update.
Tuesday, 29 June 2021.